something offbeat. G3 and C5.
I just want to read quickly a tweet because it's by Grandmaster Yugomir Tachnik. He tweeted that could this event get any better? Hashtag Doha 2016.
Yeah, that's, well, thank you very much. That's a nice phrasing. E5, and what we will see? King's Indian? I mean, colors reverse, D2, D3, right, D3, D5. Bishop G5 quickly. There is a line with Bishop G4. So far, they play one of the lines of King's Indian with an extra tempo with colors reversed. Not that this line has a very good reputation, I have to say. So White is ready to exchange his dark square bishop and then try to build his play on the light squares. Okay, so Knight FD2. Yeah, you might be surprised. So, well, already target. Well, Knight G8 is.
Look at that.
It's known. Yeah, it's known.
It's just so funny.
Yeah, not to let White to take the knight, but instead, well, kind of force a bishop swap. C4. Black probably goes D4 here, and well, it's gonna be some sort of Benoni-like position, or Benko-like sometimes. Bishop E6.
It's so harmonious.
Karjakin doesn't want Benoni, he doesn't want Benko, he wants his center to be stable. Bishop E6. Knight C3. Castle, so you can take with White on D5 if you please. It's gonna be now not a King's Indian but a Marozzi setup if you take on D5. Well, Carlsen is under pressure so far, I would say. A little bit less time, and he's somewhat more nervous, it seems. Karjakin is super calm. Castles A3. So potentially, if Black goes D4, then White will be ready for B2, B4 actions. But it doesn't look like Black is planning to go D4 anytime soon. Rook C8, and what they do here? B4. B4 played. Oh, that's interesting.
But just like in Karjakin's game.
Like in Karjakin's game where Karjakin was white.
Yes, same motive, the A7 pawn.
Same motive, precisely. Rook went from A8, so A7 is not hanging anymore. And immediately A7 is not protected, A7 is hanging if Black takes on B4. Immediately B2, B4 follows. Karjakin goes to take it because then I think C4 pawn will be hanging as well. Yeah. So Karjakin tries to simplify everything. I don't like the resulting position though. If he takes on C4, yes, that's what he does. Takes on C4, and it's a very important moment what he's gonna do here. Because if he simply swaps the queens and takes C4, I think he's somewhat worse in the resulting ending.
Because of the bishop.
Despite being, let's say, on one side basically. Not only the bishop, but the fact that the pawn is on E5. Yes. The pawn is on E5. If pawn is on E6, so bishop doesn't have a way to target F7.
Controls the light squares, yes.
Yes. Well, he goes for it, but with queens being on the board. Possibly missing queen B3, by the way. Possibly missing queen B3. It's not very comfortable for Black.
This is very unpleasant.
Because B7 you will lose, most likely. Queen D4.
So it's not so unpleasant.
Queen D4, knight B5. No, it's very tactical. Rook B7. So material is equal. Carlsen is better on the clock now. And, well, look at this. Looks like Black pieces are somewhat hanging in the air. There is knight D6, for instance. What do you think of knight D6? Attacking the rook. But, knight D6, there is knight D5, knight A5. I'm getting confused. Knight A5 is a threat, by the way.
It is a huge threat.
Knight A5 is a threat. So, what do you do with white? Magnus wants to, still I believe Magnus wants to make knight D6 work, but it's not easy.
This is such a weird position, like all those pieces on the B and C file are tied up. Both colors.
Yeah, both colors are actually tied up. I think he sort of found an antidote to knight a5 because he simply plays a2, a3.
And
Or
the point
he
is...
blundered.
What's the point? No, he has
blundered.
just blundered.
He just blundered. I mean, it's like you blunder in exchange. The fork, which was threatening.
Yeah, he prevented moves like knight d4.
Knight d4 was another annoying move, we have to agree.
But knight a5
he probably had to move. He probably had to move the queen. Because here...
Queen
what is
takes
this?
c4?
Queen takes c4, so basically playing the position with queen against the rook. So
Yes,
with rook against
this?
the queen in
What
his
is
case. It's just a bad position. What's
knight
this?
d6? Does he have
knight
any
d6 and
any
the rook is still hanging. No, he's
this is
completely lost. Queen e6,
incredible.
he's completely lost.
Magnus Carlsen blunders
Not a-
knight a5.
Not a single chance, I believe. Rooks on b7 is hanging, rook b4, queen d6. Karjakin gets a chance to beat Magnus Carlsen. Knight c4, and, well, Magnus
Isn't this
did it
position
himself.
just to resign?
Well, possibly not in Blitz, not between those two very principal rivals, but of course it's resignable. You're like rook down. Karjakin is thinking
Incredible.
though. No, I mean, what a blunder. What a blunder.
a5.
Knight b6, an awkward move. But rook c6 is answered with queen d1, of course. Rook to c5 doubles the rooks. Yeah, strangely, it looks like it won't be easy for Karjakin to win.
Seriously, with a queen against the rook?
No, at least he's somewhat worried. It seems like he's somewhat worried.
And, well, they have half a minute on the clock.
Okay, something like bishop, rook d7 is planned. Rook c6. Queen will go to b4, perhaps. Queen d2. Rook c2, yeah, he will pursue this queen all the time. Bishop f3. No. Bishop f3, right. So to
Isn't
make,
it about
make sure.
exchanging one rook and that's it?
This is what will happen now. This is what happens now. This is easily winning. This is easily winning, and I don't think really it worth playing. King f6, even though this is an awkward move to make. This is certainly an awkward move to make.
He's bringing the king.
d7, he's bringing the king, so that the knight is protected. Then, okay, king to d8. Yeah, White's problem is that his piece is constantly running under double attacks.
Yes, now he can move
Queen
the queen.
c5, protecting a7. Bishop f3, and then e4, f5, you know,
Yes.
moving all the stuff forward.
e4, restricting the bishop. Magnus doesn't know where to place the bishop.
Magnus is losing, yeah. Knight f5 is an idea to take on e3. I wonder if he's gonna take. No, king e7. Now he's going to hide the king.
Going back to g7.
Going back, yeah. So
If there are
I'd say
checks coming.
not the most technical way to win by Sergei Karjakin, but
But I think with 11 seconds on the clock, it's alright to play like
yeah,
this.
yeah. So you want to be ultra solid, yeah.
Yeah.
Knight d6 protects everything,
Piece was dropped, but
literally everything. f5, okay. Bishop f1.
I'm going for g5,
Yeah, well, that's
f4.
interesting. Magnus doesn't want to lose.
No, he doesn't.
I mean, no.
But
I mean,
just
it's
lost.
like, yeah, it's lost still, but he manages to hold. I know people who would lose this in a couple of moves, you know, and he already managed to survive for quite some time. By the way, he's not in time to get the rook on third rank. He was about to blunder this one, queen c1
Yeah.
check. No, the thing is, if you exchange the knight for the bishop, and yes, and white gets the check. No, but now there are no pawns. No pawns at all.
I can't believe this game is still going on.
Yes, that's precisely what I'm saying. So
It's
Magnus
been a queen up for
defends like a lion.
ever.
It's the thing is that he cannot change the evaluation of this position. He's still dead lost. Knight h4. Now, will we see rook against? That's interesting.
Queen
Okay,
against
bishop
rook.
f1, queen
He
against
doesn't
rook.
go for it.
And then it's a pin, and white cannot. White cannot unpin here. Knight f5. What's knight f5? Somewhat surprising. Knight to d4. Okay. King g2. White managed to unpin. So he needs to bring the king in. Look, what a game. He can't really win this one. No, but on the other hand, if Karjakin doesn't win, imagine what a blow it will be. No, he will.
He can go for the queen against rook anytime.
Queen against rook
and then
is to be avoided, you know. Queen against rook is to be avoided in this kind of situation. Takes.
Well, he goes for it, there it is, but and the king is already on the h5, so this...
Yes, and then it's not easy. Check, and what? What here? Ah, that's interesting, because there are cases in history where stronger side just did not win it.
Yeah, there are of course always tricks about the stalemate, but...
Check, king g3, rook d2. How do you win? How do you win? You're supposed to win, but king f3 check over here. Ah, he cannot win.
He should be able to.
By the way, it was a threefold repetition, I believe.
I think so, but...
I think so.
Magnus doesn't have time to think about that.
I think it was threefold repetition.
And it's the same.
And it's the same. But yeah, the board will finish.
Yeah.
So Karjakin...
This is the right way.
Apparently... No, but he's supposed to give a check from the square behind the clock. And now it's a Philidor's position, and one of those many Philidor's positions you have. In a theory, queen a4, now the rook's supposed to be lost somehow. Ah, yeah, and then a6, b7, a7. Ah, that's... Wow, that's strange. But it still wins. Queen b7, there is king c1, so it's not that easy. Now it is winning. King a2, queen g8. Now, queen b6. Right, and then king c1 loses to queen g1 mate, and now it's queen a7 and queen b8, and Sergei Karjakin wins